Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are taking a look at NP46 Black Widow, aka Blackarachnia. Not a figure I was originally going to get. If you guys remember, I was not a fan of Kingdom's Blackarachnia, but let me tell you, this figure makes me appreciate the Blackarachnia spider for Kingdom. I don't hate this figure. Let me get that straight off the bat. This is not going to turn into me shitting on Beast Wars and Beast Machines. And no. I have mixed feelings about this figure, and they are very, 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 very mixed. But I don't hate it, and that's important. As we can see here on the box, we do have the product shot of her. You do get the spider. You get that nice masterpiece over here. You get a picture of the spider over here. You get a picture of her over here. And the product shots. Yay. You do, of course, get the card. You do get instructions. You do get a lot of crap in the background that I didn't realize was there because I switched my background sets. Let's bring this forward here. And bring this out so you don't have to look at my bookshelf. Alright. So let's go ahead and take a look at Blackarachnia herself. Now, I do have to talk about something right off the bat. I cannot, for the life of me, oops, Egon's in the shot now. I cannot, for the life of me, get these to stay on her. And because I can't get those to stay on her, I can't get this to plug in right. So she's not on that web correctly. And as you can see, I've stress marked it. I've given up. It took me an hour, and I just finally said, screw it. I'm done. Every time I'd have this piece in place, this back piece would pop off. I'd put the back piece back on. This piece would pop off. If I even tried to put this on, the whole... It's okay. It's cool. I'm probably just going to use this web for Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. I mean, I do like it. I don't hate it. I don't hate this at all. I do think it is a fun figure. And the way that they made it transform, I do think is fun and interesting, and it's cool, and I am appreciative of the engineering that they did in this figure. And again, it's made me appreciate Earthrise even more, and considering how much I'm not a fan of Earthrise, that's saying a lot. So let's go ahead and take her off now. Thankfully, her legs can support her. Let's go ahead and get rid of this for now. Let's get her set up, bring the camera down, turn it around. Now, unfortunately, I did buy this used, and it came in the robot mode. So I have done my best at trying to get it to spider mode. It's hard for me to do. It is a mix between a shell former and a panel former and a parts former. So it's an ultimate nightmare for me. As you can see, I don't have everything lined up correctly at all. And I did at one point, but spending an hour trying to get her weapon to stay on here, I've misshapen her, and that's my fault. I think what I might have to do is like either grease part of it or maybe shave part of it down. And you know what? I'm not even going to bother using them. She does come with a couple accessories in this mode, and they're supposed to plug in on the bottom. You see these two tabs. There are two slots. You're supposed to plug it in. It's supposed to stay. But if I even slightly touch it, it pops out of place. So she does come with this one, which is rather static. It's just there. It's meant for the robot mode. And then she's got one, if you plug it in correctly, she's then got a spider web you can hang off of and hang her up, which I do want to do. I just got to figure out how I'm going to make that work. Now, I guess you can take this plug here, plug it into her back here, and then go from there. But for now, I'm not going to bother with them. But as far as articulation goes, all these legs move. You can pose them differently. They're on ball joints, so they do pop out rather easily, which is helpful sometimes if you're trying to pose her. But as you can see here, it is a little bit awkward looking. And again, it might be because I have her kind of pseudo-transformed, as I don't have her completely right, but I do really dig what they did and how she compresses down into this. And I do understand now what they were trying to do with her. Again, the Siege line is basically a mini masterpiece line And this definitely is a simplified, less of a headache version of her. And that's saying a lot, because she is a massive headache to transform into the spider mode. Now, I've only transformed her once, so I'm probably going to be frustrated doing this on camera. I apologize already, but let's go ahead and try. Let's get these just kind of extended and out of the way. First thing you're going to do is remove her butt. Now, this is the piece that even just the slightest pressure and manipulating will come out. And it does, and that actually becomes part of the weapon mode. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. So you're going to lift these. This whole section here actually tabs into these holes. So you do have to make sure that you have that lined up when you get her into into the spider mode. You're going to come here, you're going to close these down, which I thought was a really nice touch, as it fills her out a little bit more in the spider. She does have these heel spurs that need to come out. I said that need to come out. And of course, because they are heel spurs, they like to stick in, which is good, because that means they are secure. You can take this, get this out of the way. Go ahead and get these arms out. This is where I'm glad these pop off, because they do get in the way a lot. And I don't know, not something I'm a big fan of, but I understand because that is part of her animation model. And yeah, again, so she's actually based off of a stripper or an exotic dancer in Canada. Oh, there goes one of them. So take that what you will out of that. So yeah, you do have the basic frame done. It does look cool. Like, even like this. Ooh. Maybe she's got like this mutant head going. But this actually folds down and becomes part of her crotch. Right? Very strange. Very, very strange. Now this is a little bit of a headache up here. You gotta basically feed her chest and her head through a very, very tight gap, which is cool because it does make it more secure. You got to make sure that everything is absolutely down and locked into place, because if you don't, then when you're trying to pose her, it all comes undone rather easily. Again, this comes down. I said this comes down. There is a tab right here that needs to tab into this neck. If it is not 100% in place, it will not tab. And so when you try to pose her later, it'll pop things out, see? So you gotta kind of try to manipulate it as best you can to get in there. Come on. And of course, trying to do it on camera is never easy, because nothing wants to line up the way that it's supposed to, because you're looking through a camera instead of with your own eyes. So yeah, get in there. Yeah, there we go. Alright, get this down, get these down, get the arms to come around, straighten it up, bring this down. So again, ball joints, they do pop out, and they can be somewhat annoying at times, and sometimes it's a blessing because they get out of your way. Go ahead, get these up. And let's go ahead and plug these all back in. As far as I can tell, it doesn't matter which one goes where. They all look like they're pretty much the same. But yeah, you can hear it's that nice snug clicking as you get those in. And go ahead and Let's see if I can get her to stand on her own. Does it stand? Alright, let's go ahead and bring the camera up. And basically you get something that's like that. And, you know, she is kind of cool looking. Bring her in here real quick. Not the strongest legs. I'm going to have to tighten those a little bit, but as you can take a look here, she looks like Blackarachnia. She does have that, like, masked over, like, half mask, like, eyes wide shut mask over her face. She does have pointy nipples, because somebody is fucking horny when they made this figure. Excuse me for the language. She does get her claw grips. Why they don't have hands, I never figured out. Again, not the most knowledgeable about Beast Wars and Beast Machines, but you would figure since these don't actually come from any part of her actual, like, insect body, they should at least be hands. But you do get lovely knee bend, and of course, because of this transforms, you get that. She can kick up. Ooh, I forgot. So when you do transformer, you're supposed to, like, get these moved out, and then you're supposed to plug them back in. They kind of automatically do that when you do it. So, foot. She can kick up. She can kick back. She does have slight ankle tilt. She does have massive amounts of waist rotation. She has a little bit of an ab crunch due to how she transforms. And then the arms are just insanely articulated. Head, ball joint. She can look every which way. Again, it is a cool looking figure. And her robot mode is definitely the part that surprises you. Like, it's the whole reason I got the figure. Now this, to make her gun, I don't know what it's called. I'll let you guys figure it out for me. But basically you come down like that. You take the one that doesn't have the string, plug it in like that, and then, unlike the other Masterpiece toys who use that rectangle panels that never seem to lock into place, this one has a hole. And this peg, guess what it does? It goes in the hole. Of course, when you're trying to do it through the camera, it doesn't want to go in the hole. Which is why I didn't do that career I wanted to. Never mind. But yeah, as you can see, now she has a gun. Ho ho ho. Ah. I will say this, the arm joints are really tight. Her knee joints are a little bit weak, but I mean, she looks cool. She looks good. She's got a high bit of posability. Other than the mammaries, they didn't overly feminize her and give her, like, exaggerated butt or anything like that. And that's kind of something I was worried about. Now, this figure is a few years old, but I just got it. I got it in a deal that came with the Inferno figure that I did recently. And, of course, she does have some other accessories we can talk about. She does come with alternate faces. Let's see if I can get this in here without dropping it. I might switch over to this. I like the green, but she does come with some more here. Let's see if I can get this baggie open. Doesn't look like the original guy that I bought this from ever opened this. She does come with a Weapon X visor. Or maybe it's G.I. Joe low-light visor. I'm kidding, nerds, I'm kidding. But apparently she can use some sort of VR technology. And you just slide it over her eyes. I have it on upside down. Come on. Get over them. There you go. Line up. And then there's two hoses you can plug in and make it look like she's attached to something. Not something I'm going to bother with. These are all small. I will probably lose them. But yeah, like I said, overall it is a cool looking figure. Now, the spider web does get utilized in this mode as well. Let's move her out of the way so I can show you. So right now, the spider web is set up so that that piece that's almost breaking taps into here, and then it hooks onto her anchor shot to kind of hold her. Instead, for robot mode, you're going to take that off. You're going to unplug this, By the way, this can be a little bit of a pain to get these 4 pieces put up. You're going to reverse it. Go ahead and plug it back in over this way. This will now tab into here. She has a hole in her butt because, I don't know. I don't have a joke for that one. Alright, let's see if I can get this in. Again, trying to do this on camera never seems to work. Get in there. Get in there. Yay. Right now, she slipped off, but she's still being held on. So, yay, she can pose with her web. I mean, it's something you can do, right? Sorry, my camera cut out. So I did want to show her compared to the Kingdom version, or Earthrise, or whatever, the War for Cybertron trilogy. And again, she makes me appreciate this figure more, just because of how less of a headache this one is to transform than this one. They are apples to oranges as far as transformations, but you can see they definitely use the same models and inspiration to get there. Now this figure is older. I got it with that Inferno deal that I talked about in the Inferno video. So I mean, it is a cool figure. I do like it. It's not perfect, mind you, but I do like it. I do think it is a fun figure. The spider is off because I'm probably doing something wrong. But as far as comparison, here she is with Inferno, who just towers over her. Then we do have Goldbug, who she towers over. I was tempted to dig out my Generation 1 Silverbolt, but it wasn't worth it to try to do that one gag. But it is a cool figure, and I do dig it. I do like it. I do think she looks great in robot mode. Spider mode is finicky. If you look at it wrong, it will fall apart, but that's just my experience. And unlike Starscream, she can actually sit on the throne. Awesome. Well, please comment down below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see next here on this channel. And I do appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.